Hey everybody, it's Chucker Conroy. Welcome back to more Kirby Triple Deluxe. Last time, we were involved in a plot to sabotage the circus by showing up and taking over a clown's body and impersonating him as we killed everyone. This is why circuses aren't a thing anymore, all because of Kirby. This time, we have our big showdown at the end of Lollipop Land, but first, we're gonna be doing something else. We will be getting to the big fight later on, but I haven't gotten into one of the biggest pluses of Kirby Triple Deluxe. Believe it or not, the side modes. They're extremely solid. So we're going back out into the main menu and discovering that the theater. Totally what I meant to talk about. Now that we have viewed pre-rendered cutscenes, we can view these absolutely... Wait, the staff? I can view the staff? I guess this is the finale, guys. No, not gonna do that. You can press any button to bring up that menu to hit start to skip any cutscene, but you can review these anytime you want. That's not really what we're here to do, though. I want to go into one of these two side modes because they are utterly phenomenal. You really need to play these. The first of which we're gonna go to is DDs Drum Dash. You'd be hard-pressed to find a game with more Ds, but don't worry, I'll try. So today we're gonna check in on King DDD, the very person we're trying to save. What is he doing in that net all this time? Why? Jumping on drums, of course. DDs Drum Dash is a rhythm game. Bounce King DDD along with the drums. Move forward with the right on the D-pad and go for the goal. Press A when you hit a drum to bounce, to perform a high jump. Consecutive high jumps will go higher. Collect musical coins to get points and rack up a high score. At the peak of a jump, press A to clap on the backbeat to boost your score. This is hard, but if you can get the hang of it, oh god, is it fun. I will fully acknowledge it. I am musically inept. We all know it. No sense hiding it, but I'll try my best. I really want to show you this. I'm saying this part in post. What you're seeing right here is me getting used to the controls again. Mark of a really good side mode. I got up the next morning after doing this and went, you know, I really want to play more of this. And I just turned the game on and I did a lot better. So after this, I'll be showing you some better gameplay. The best tip that I can give you that made me a better player is that at least with the backbeat, you can play with your eyes. The backbeat is always at the apex of the jump, and if there's 2 coins at the apex of a jump, do it upon collecting the second coin and you'll get it every time. Cool. Such a clever take on a rhythm game. The fact that it gives you extra challenge by doing the backbeats as well if you want to rack up extra points and go for a high score. No damage, all coins. That's perfect. Platinum is the highest rank that can be achieved. There's bronze, silver, gold, platinum. And I like this. It's forgiving in that you can take as long as you want to get a part right. You don't have to keep moving. It's not an auto-scroller. You're free to move about the level however you want. But more points are awarded for faster clear times. If you're curious about the time bonus and how that's calculated, it's awarded for more than 30 seconds remaining on the clock, so very easy to get on this first level. For getting a gold rank on stage 1, you'll unlock stages 2 and 3, Gourmet Go Go. There's been a sorry lack of appreciating Kirby music in this Let's Play, and for that, I have to say there's just been so much to talk about. I haven't really been expecting how much this has given me to work with, so for that reason, that's why I haven't really been doing it. But make no mistake, I love the soundtrack to Triple Deluxe, and DDs Drum Dash is also no slouch, so let's have a listening party and hear stages 2 and 3 while I give my best attempts. Nice! I do wonder if I could have gotten all the coins and cleared those Gordos with really high jumps, but other than that, I think that was pretty perfect. There it is, platinum. DDs Theme, the King's own theme song. At this stage, the drums can break due to the fast pace. I don't like how that sounds. Oh, Scarfies, no! Oh, God. Wow, this is fast! You can die, and most unforgivingly, if you fall squarely into a bottomless pit, it's instant death. I'm a big fan of rhythm-based platforming as a concept, especially in games like Rayman Legends or in the Bit Trip Runner series, but this can be kind of unforgiving even for those game standards. Soon as I pointed out, there you go. Instant death. First attempt clear. That was my first attempt. I'd like to give it a little better than that. At least I got the time bonus. The strategy that I want to recommend that's really good to know is anytime that you see this formation, it's not quite as hard as it looks. If you just remember the optimal strat of sticking coins in his ass. I mean, whatever saves time, right? Not bad, especially at the end right there. Gold! All coins! Took a little bit of damage, got most of the backbeats. I'm happy with that. For getting gold on all 3 levels, extra. Distant Traveler. A challenging bonus stage for those who have mastered the other levels. Good luck. Oh, I only get 3 hits at this crap! Sword in the arm! Not a way to go that I'd want. Okay, that's gotta be some kind of record. No! I bet that sounded a lot more pitiful than I meant it to. Okay, that was really funny. Laugh at your follies while you can, before you're dead. It's just one stumble makes you wonder how to recover from it, and it's really hard to do in the moment without losing lots of time. drums are evil. You can't just put your faith in the right button on the D-pad. Can't trust that. Who can you trust? I am determined to get any score at all at this. Worth knowing, you are not screwed. Okay, I guess I am, but you're not screwed if you realize that you have done a crumbling drum wrong and you catch it in time and go back. It's really hard to talk and, you know, do a rhythm game at the same time. This is why I've never done a Let's Play of Elite Beat Agents, because believe me, if it was feasible, I would have done it a long time ago. Seconds left too. Time bonus! I'm gonna eat it! Silver. Silver, 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 silver. I'm willing to bet that was right under a gold. Well, lucky for all of us, I'm not going to be selfish here, lucky for all of us, the requirements for 100% don't require a gold rank on this stage or a platinum rank on any stage. By just simply getting any rank at all on the extra stage, we now have a medal over DDs Drum Dash. That is the criteria for 100% met. Like I said, just simply beating Triple Deluxe is easy, but getting 100% actually really hard, even just to meet this basic requirement in this side mode. If you're just that good and want even more of a challenge, I got one for you. According to Miiverse, the development team's best score at any stage was 43,435 points in the extra stage. They also competed for the lowest possible score, finding that to be even harder of a challenge, and they got 1,640 points also in the extra stage. Now, believe it or not, this mode was so beloved that this isn't all of it. They released more content for this. Oh boy, look at all my prezzies. Is it here? No, we'll get to that one another time. No, not loading times, not loading times, not loading times. I forgot how much I didn't miss that about this. We have DDs Drum Dash Deluxe. Said I'd try to find a game with more Ds in it. I really like that icon of DDD having headphones on as he listens to the music. You really want to have that for the full effect. Now, first off, first time playing this on this system, as it is a standalone eShop game, so it is tied to hardware. You know how Nintendo be in those days. DDs Drum Dash Deluxe! Something very funny about this game is the title, and not because of the title that we got, but originally one of the working titles for this was Sorry No Kirby. I love it. I kind of wish they went with that, even though it's not entirely true, as we'll see here in a moment. I thought he had Waddle Dee in a thing for deep frying french fries for a second. You can view the staff credits right away, meaning that the any % speedrun for this must be very quick. Start. For having save data from Kirby Triple Deluxe, or rather Streetpass Data on your system, if you don't own a cartridge of the game, you can just kind of swap one out with your friend and create the data. You get these 3 masks that DDD can wear as a costume in this. We'll put on Meta Knight, as he doesn't really get any time in this game. There's a lot more content in this one, and it's to the point where I think an overview is more in order than an actual full playthrough, because I can't really talk over this much. Beating Stage 6 unlocks a 7th stage for a total of 7 tracks in this game. Beating that will unlock 7 extra stages that are just harder versions of the same tracks. Here's the full track list if that factors into your decision to buy this. Wow, actually, they have a much better tutorial now, which I think the other one could have kind of used. Not many actual new mechanics, but... Oh my god, that's adorable. For gold ranking all 6 base stages, unlocking the 7th one, and then clearing that with anything, you will get a masked DDD mask. For doing the same in the extra stages, you get a Taranza mask, and Taranza's mask is special in that it has voice samples for him. Apparently these were recorded for Triple Deluxe, but there was never a good opportunity to use them, so this is the first time that we get to hear his voice. Kirby does make a slight appearance, if only as a signpost. Almost got perfect backbeat on that one, and it felt kind of hard going back from the bonus stage in the base game to this. Still got a gold, though. Very close to perfect. There were some new mechanics in there, like the golden gong, that if you do the backbeat in front of it, you get a bonus. Usually they're in kind of hard-to-reach places. Bronze trophy? Total score adds up to give you different trophies. Here's all of those now. Going into stage 2, I want to show you the biggest improvement that this makes overall. DDD no longer instantly dies when he falls into a pit. Instant death traps and rhythm games kind of don't really mix, because even the most hardcore of hardcore understand that people make mistakes when playing music. That was a much needed change, big improvement, a lot of little improvements as well. Lots of new enemies, new settings. It's pretty cool. This is a, well, I guess with no more instant death means harsher death traps. Ouch. I also have a health bar instead of a number of hits, so I guess they can put things that do more damage in higher stages rather than just cutting out your hearts. Last thing to say about the levels themselves is that there's keychains hidden in the background. You can't collect them or anything, they're just Easter eggs. Be on the lookout for them. A truly amazing level of care is that the final level was designed to be the precise length so that a perfect run leaves 1 minute 11 seconds on the clock, the Japanese release date for Kirby Triple Deluxe, and your score is 86555, which phonetically in Japanese, if you were to say those numbers out loud, reads Hal Go Go Go. That's incredible. There's some various other things like a cute credit sequence if you clear all the bonus stages. I'm not that good. I want to thank speedrunner Duke for 100%ing this and then having the gall to delete their save data. Like, man, I can just do it any old time. If you can platinum rank every stage in this, bro, you deserve it. Thank you for letting me use your footage. So that's everything to do with Kirby's DDDs Drum Dash Deluxe. What am I saying? So we have to go back into Kirby Triple Deluxe. And you know what that means? Yeah. I gave up all my lives to show you this. But it's okay, actually. I recorded the thing that we're going to be doing next before all this, though, so we'll at least have our extra lives for one more video. And as much as I wish I could say I planned it that way, no, it was actually just that 1 second after I closed the game to open up the eShop to get DDDs Drum Dash Deluxe, I realized, wait, no! And then, you know the exact kind of moment when you hit confirm in a Fire Emblem title when you really didn't mean to. We'll go back in. Let's go into the boss fight. Try our luck here. So what to do? Waddle Dee's got a good recovery for us. That is worth more than the one that I threw away, so definitely grab that if you can. And for abilities, what do I want? I think this is a rare time where Circus is a good ability, so we'll go with that. It's okay, Circus. I like you and your nose. I want to honk it. In we go, after King DDD. This is Paintra! There was once a painting said to depict a pair of sisters separated at birth. It slept unnoticed in the painter's studio for countless years before it came to life and vowed revenge on the world. I always knew artistic expression was evil. This is referring to Drossia from Kirby Canvas Curse. Their voices are similar. Their Japanese names are very similar. Doroshia versus Paintia. Concept art makes her look almost identical at some stages of development, too. I guess if they were separated at birth, they would be twins and all. Great, great reference to old Kirby titles. If maybe you're not a very big fan of 3D, this is a short fight that I would say I recommend actually trying in 3D. She launches energy balls while flying through the air, which can be destroyed with your attacks. She also likes slashing across the screen and limiting your visibility, and the effect is just very pronounced in 3D. She launches paint splatters, which I would recommend guarding for, just because they can be kind of unpredictable in their nature. I like using the flaming bowling pins just to rack up some really easy damage. That's kind of what I was referring to by this just happening to be a good time for it. During attacks like this, I always guard. And probably the best thing worth knowing about her, and the thing that would have helped me so much on a first playthrough, is that after attack, she cuts across the screen diagonally. I have it so deeply ingrained in me that especially in platforming titles, you want to be standing in the middle of the arena so you can react to whatever the boss is going to move with next. And the fact that you can't really apply that logic with her, it got me hit so many more times than any of her attacks ever did. Here she's put up a screen. You've got to pay attention to the shadow and keep running back and forth anytime you want to. Okay, there we go. You were waiting for me to stop moving. I see you're a smart bad guy. Okay. She can draw things in the background. You got to spot the real one. That looks pretty real. That looks pretty real. This one ain't going to look real. Okay, you can hit her while she's back there. She doesn't actually count as truly in the background. And we got to talk about her anatomically. So if her paintbrush is her butt, does that mean that she's pooping out rainbows out of her hairy ass? Or maybe those are feet and she has really hairy feet with rainbow-colored toe jam? An equally disturbing prospect that I didn't think could get equally as gross. Oh, that's violent. Those are blood splatters coming out of her. Those are her body juices. Not just the red stuff is blood. All of it is! The Dreamstock has grown. You can now proceed to the third floating island. Old Odyssey! Woohoo! Before we go, I'd like to fight against Paintra one more time. Paintra, I have artwork of my own. See? A flower. A frenemy. Oh, wow. We're actually going to see this in greater detail than last time. Yeah, she can cover up a lot of your view. Not what I was wanting to show, but I guess that works out. Yeah, see, she threw 3 energy balls right there, so I was destroying them as she was spawning them in. During this attack, she can be hit for the brief moment that she comes through the paper. It's difficult to do. I'd recommend having an attack with invulnerability like the Ring of Fire, but this makes Paintra's speed kills just downright cool to see. It's one of my favorite fights to see in a speedrun because of how good the movement is. Oh, and hey, the other thing I wanted to show. This is Landia, a dragon from Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Plays a pretty prominent role in that game, and I'm very happy to see it again. Just all around a really great fight that makes some very classy references to past Kirby games. And I like this room a lot. I'd like to hang out here. Oh, she's painting herself. Which one is real? Oh, she's shuffling in. So now you have to figure out which one is going to be. Yep. Sorry, that wasn't a very smart last-ditch effort. So good, I had to fight it twice to be able to see everything in it. Balloons! Oh, I'm seeing her off with a heart, and a flower, and more hearts, and a flower, and gosh, Kirby, you're just professing your undying love for her, and oh. Well, that's unhealthy. Well, thank you for joining me, but that's everything in Lollipop Land. Next time on Kirby Triple Deluxe, we go forward into Old Odyssey, further up the Dreamstock still. See you guys then. Hey! I've been lied to. There wasn't a single lollipop in that whole ass world!